TV, and right now we are reacting to the Men of Literature Author Expo. Yes, I'm reacting to my first event. Actually, this is my first reaction ever, so yes, first reaction is going to be to an event that we actually hosted. Why am I reacting to the event, you might ask? Because even though I was there and physically helped put the event together, I really didn't get a chance to take it all in and hear the authors' presentations and everything, because I was doing a lot of the behind the scenes work. So you get to watch me watch the event, and we get to react to it in real time together. Let's check it out.
Good afternoon, all authors and lovers to read. How are you doing this afternoon? All right, we're going to get real started. We're glad that they are. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our MC up here. Our MC is Judson James. He is a poet of spoken word. He's from Michigan. Judson James, go ahead and get us started.
How y'all doing today? Well, we want to give an honor to the Most High, because we want to acknowledge that that's the energy that this event is governed by, so everything goes smooth and cool. Secondly, we want to give thanks to Jabril and the Muhammad family for bringing this event. And we don't just want to give thanks to them for bringing the event. We want to give thanks to them for showing us an example of what a family should be about.
So right off the bat, you see us in the background working there, making the audio system try to be a little bit better for the event. We had some audio complaints that the audio was too low, so you see me back there working on that, like I was saying before. I really didn't get a chance to be a part of the event as I would have liked to, because I was so busy working on it.
Bringing the community together, so we can enjoy some of these this spiritual uplifting, as you should say. So this is the second annual Men of Literature. And I want to say second annual because I feel like this thing can go on and keep going. So the mission of the Men of Literature is to elevate the voices of male authors, promote literacy within our communities, and inspire the next generation of writers through storytelling, education, and empowerment. We are committed to showcasing diverse male authors and their contributions to literature and culture, encouraging reading and writing as essential tools for self-expression, healing, and literacy. Bridging generations by creating meaningful connections between experienced authors, aspiring writers, and readers of all ages. Fostering a literary community where men's stories are honored, valued, and shared with purpose.
Okay, gonna pause it right there. So first off, yeah, that's what the event is. That's what the event aims to be, a literary event where men's stories are valued. That's what we want the Men of Literature Author Expo to be about. So, and I like that he said that it was the second annual, because yes, we do plan to make that piece of the event at least annual. We want it to be ongoing, so I'm glad that they highlighted that and was able to highlight that. Of course, I did do a write-up. Tell Mr. Judson that he can improv a bit, so that he could have done his own thing, but I'm glad that that was definitely highlighted in the show, because that is what we aim to do. We do aim to bring literary stories, especially literary stories told by men, because for as long as we've been doing the show, we haven't had a lot of black male authors at all, on the show, on the channel, talking about their works. And that's not to say that we exclusively want male authors. We want authors of all kinds, male authors, women authors, children authors, but we want to highlight at least a couple of times a year, highlight the male authors, because sometimes the platforms aren't always there for us to share our works. And I want to ensure that, they say the black man is the head of the household and all that. So I want to ensure that they have that platform to share their knowledge and experience. A lot of times these are dads, these are community members. And we want to make sure that they have the platform to share their experience through their work and through this. Writing a book isn't the easiest thing in the world. It's easier than the next step, but it's definitely not the easiest thing in the world. So I tell my authors all the time, writing the book is the easy part, but then comes the work. So that's why we want to put these events together and continue to do workshops and that kind of thing, so that way you can see the work that comes with writing a book. not only the book part, but publishing a book, getting it out there, taking on the stage. Maybe you want to be a motivational speaker with your book. Maybe you want to read at school. Well, this is a great platform for you to start that journey. That's live in the DTV, Men of Literature. It's a great platform for you to start that journey, because what we have and what we want you to have is that platform, but also to get used to, because some people are just not great public speakers, and that's a little shy. So you can have and learn and develop those skills there.
So what we're going to do right now is we're going to call some authors to the stage. And authors, when you come up, give your name, tell some things about yourself. So we have 10 authors. So we have Terrence Williams. Terrence Williams, you come to the stage.
As he said, I'm an author of a book called Back in Time about Harriet Tubman. Where some gangbangers went back in time to help Harriet Tubman free slaves from the plantation, get a redemption of themselves, and also a book called Battle of the Signs, Zodiac Superheroes. Those are ebooks online as well. I'm also an artist, singer-songwriter, with different releases, new productions, music, YouTube, and all other platforms. I'm a superhero. The Big Three is one of my group names. I also have some country music under LaBelle Williams, and it's called The Sandman, and that's like a short audio book, with the Sandman voiceover and stuff like that, doo-wops, and things like that. I'm glad to be a part of this annual event. So I hope y'all enjoy it. And, I'm gonna give my time over to the next person. Thank you.
Gangbangers going back and helping Harriet Tubman. Well,
Wanted to make a point on that too. That is another reason why literacy is just an amazing, and writing books is an amazing career to take on, because who would think to write a story about gangbangers going back in time to help Harriet Tubman, whether they're on the Underground Railroad. I do remember reading that book by Terrence Williams a while ago, and honestly, for me, I was about probably in my early 20s when I read it. It was actually a pretty good page turn, because it was well thought out. It made sense, even though at first when you hear it, it doesn't feel like it flows, but it flowed really well. But you never know what stories can come out of someone until they, start writing that book, until it starts flowing, and where the creativity can take you. So, yeah, and he also does music. So if you are an artist, maybe you sing, do a little R&B, rap, or something like that, maybe try putting that pen and paper, other than the lyrics, and try seeing what you can come up with as far as a book. Because if you can rap, you can write, and if you can write, again, we put together events like this, and building a community like this, you can be part of that. So, yeah.
That's what it is. It's about using your imagination. Like I say, we have these artists are coming up with stories of their life, some struggles and triumph, and from their imagination. And it's not an easy thing to do. To come up here and build soul and try to get things to some people to resolve and have the resolve to come up here and do that. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next author, Carter. Can you come to the stage? Now this young man, I called him the phenom last year, and they had me go after him. He's a young man that has published and written numerous of books, and he's just an inspiration. I just wanted to acknowledge him, because when I came up after him, I felt like they were setting me up. Y'all gonna put me after the young phenom. So Carter, come on to the stage, man.
Okay. So, the reason why we did that was because we put him after the young phenom. We knew Mr. Judson were like in the show great. Obviously, we have him hosting this year, so we wanted him back because he was that good. Carter, as you're gonna see in a second, is pretty inspirational too. He's only like 12 or 13 years old. He has a whole business, popcorn and books, and that's his whole thing. Literacy. He wants to build libraries for children and encourage more children to read while enjoying some popcorn, a nice, healthy, light snack. So that's why we did that for Kyle.
Hi, my name is Carter. I'm the 13-year-old CEO and founder of Popcorn Books, a nonprofit organization that encourages kids to read more and to enjoy reading one book at a time. I started this nonprofit because having books in the home is a luxury that many children do not have. And this may cause them not to perform well in school. And in some cases, kids who can't read on grade level by the 3rd grade will have to repeat that grade. So my goal is to put as many books in the hands of kids so that they can have someone to read with and have books to read. So if you believe that children should have high-quality, age-appropriate books, you stop by my table to buy some books and donate to Popcorn and Books. All donations are tax deductible. I have a YouTube channel.
Okay, hold on. He just said all donations are tax deductible. That is a brilliant way to pitch, honestly. To me, donations are tax deductible because they go on your taxes, and you say you spent the money, and then that helps you from stops you from having to pay that money back in your taxes. So to put that in a pitch is actually a brilliant strategy that I don't even think Carter, being so young, fully knows and how to appreciate. But when he gets older, yeah, he'll definitely have it. Good business sense his family is doing over there.
Also, I have a YouTube channel that reads books to kids so they can have someone to read with. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I read comic books and graphic novels. I need around 100 more subscribers so I can get monetized.
All right, so let's go ahead and get Carter 100 subscribers so he can get monetized. He reads Popcorn and Books. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. He needs 100 more. Just 100 more subs. Cool.
Right, young man. Okay, we gonna ask, because it brought to my attention that when you come up here, hold the mic close to your mouth. And you can be heard a little bit better. So we're gonna keep it moving, and we're gonna ask for Randy Henry to the stage. Come on, man. You worry about one thing, you want to come behind that guy. Yeah, put a lot of pressure. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? I really don't need this microphone because I'm kind of loud, so I'm going to hold it down. The book I have here is called Game Plan for Life. What's your game plan? My history, I graduated high school. My testimony, I should say, was 1.9 grade point average. Went to a junior college in Iowa to play basketball and made the dean's list. Okay? So what was the difference between Detroit and Iowa in 1972? Was that there was no distractions. There were 12 black guys, all athletes, no women. So I knew I didn't want to come back to that school, so I started studying. I spent 9 years coaching junior college basketball. I'd have one team in October, another team in January. And that's because they were flunking out. This book talks about study habits, how to approach studying, how to do a better job, like he said, reading books. There's so many kids there in school that can't read, who go home to parents who can't read, okay? So that's why this book is important. You can stop by my table to get one. And then my wife, who just walked in, a lovely Carmen, wave back to the sweetheart. That's my baby right there. We've been married 46 years, we'll be 47 in June 24th. This is her book with me and my grandson. So the book is 15, this is 10. If you get both of them, you get them $20. But the important thing that I'm saying, education. When I started Channel 4, I spent 39 years there in 8 months. There was not one computer in that building. They put it upstairs. I had almost a month and a half to learn how to operate a computer or lose my job. Education is ongoing. It never is going to stop. You're going to always have to be able to read and write at some level. I don't care what you do. You got to be able to read and write, be it finances, what have you. And I have a youth foundation called BALL, Bridging Athletics and Learning Life Skills. Okay, we're trying to be a conduit for kids with education, finance, healthy eating, and conflict resolution. I have a thing called Surviving the Stop. What do you do when you get stopped by police officers? How do you conduct yourself in that situation, especially for our young black men who, you know, over the years have been getting killed. So my thing is, survive the stop, because dead men tell no tales. You got to be able to tell your story. So in that moment, they'll have the advantage. Don't get yourself killed because you just, you know, feel bad about them stopping you. Survive that stop and then tell your story. Thank you very much. Powerful stuff. We're here to celebrate poets and authors. And I think that we are all poets and authors in our own circumstance. Through life, you know, you have the ability to, I always used to tell my kids, whatever your life circumstance is, you are the author of it. If you want to change a situation, you write your narrative. You know, if your scene isn't right, change the scene. And like you guys know, if someone's unsavory in your life, you kill them out of your life, metaphorically. You know, they don't get to make it to the next chapter. You know, and poetically, when we go through things in life, we get like a poetic understanding of the understanding through life that we get from that lesson, like a poetic resolve. So we all are poets and authors in our own circumstance.
So very true. You are the author, the director, however you want to say that, of your own life. So yes, the beginning and the middle may even be already written, but you control the end. You control the next step, the next phase, where you're going in life, and you can change that narrative at any time. He said it well too.
You know, so we have that ability. What the brother just was saying is he was creating a narrative of people to not be able to get in trouble by having the understanding that they control their own narrative. So I just wanted to make that point. We're going to keep it pushing. We're going to bring Alvin Williams to the stage. Alvin Williams.
How y'all doing today? Grateful, thank you. My name is Alvin Williams. I'm a personal development and financial literacy coach / author, and I like to empower people to become the best version of themselves for themselves, and not someone else for someone else. Initially, just growing up, I wrote the book about how I cultivated a mindset of positive energy. Just going homeless at the age of 16 and losing my hair at the age of 11 made me automatically different, right? So I like to tell people to be different, because being different helps you stand out more. And when you stand out more, life is different. Life becomes more of an adventure. It became a ball game. I like to tell people it's a ball game. It's really a mindset game at the end of the day. So I want to help people. You know, my mission is to provoke a million people to become the best version of themselves. Like I said, through mindset. Like I said, I've coached over 2,000 people over the past 2 years. Over credit education, stress management, positive mindset, and goal setting. And just over those 2 years, it's been a journey, realizing that people are not actually thinking. My business here is called Growing Intellect. Most people don't even know what an intellect is. So once you read it, it automatically gets you thinking. It already provokes your mind, right? Because everybody's thinking now. Even if you don't know what an intellect is, now you're interested, right? So ultimately, I just want people to start using the intellect and thinking for themselves, and actually, once again, become the best version of themselves for themselves, and not someone else for someone else.
According to Google, intellect means the ability to think, reason, understand. So, what Mr. Alvin is saying here is he can help you have the ability to grow your ability to critical think. It's all have problems and think with reasoning and understand. So I like that. I like that as a business, and that is what the young man has decided to surround his business around, coaching, not just financial coaching, which some people do, and that is definitely absolutely needed in our culture especially, but the personal development coaching as well. So helping your personal development, the ability to learn how to think is such a powerful tool.
Well,
Okay, or should I say, the ability to learn and think is such a powerful tool.
The narrative seems to be, we should be doing more of that. We don't do enough of that. Let's do a little bit more. But I think the narrative should be promoted more. You know, when it does happen, promote it, put it out there. You know, social media is how we communicate with one another. You know, it's how information is passed. So when y'all get home tonight, share some of the stories y'all hear. You know, get somebody's names, put a hashtag in front of it. You know, tell what the family here is doing. Promote that. You know, so now the narrative will be, our people are doing something positive versus saying we should be doing more. Let's just uplift and give the flowers to the people that are actually doing it. You know, and then that narrative will be set. Okay, so we're going to bring Matthews. Oh no, he's not. No, he said we're going to bring James Hine to the stage. James Hine.
Forgive my hat. It's cold in here and I don't have hair on my head. Again, I'm James Hines. I'm a retired detective from Wayne County Sheriff's Department. I served 25 years, the last 15 as a detective. First started did 1 year in internal affairs, left there, did 1 year in felony warrants apprehending fugitives. Then I did 5 years with Detroit Violent Crime Task Force. After that, I was assigned, our department had a 4-year contract to be the police department for Highland Park. During that time period, I was often approached by citizens saying that y'all don't know what y'all doing, y'all can't solve crimes, nobody ever solved my sister's murder, nobody ever solved my brother's murder, this and that. So I was motivated to write a book to give the general public some idea of how difficult it is to do the police work. I describe issues with the prosecutor's office, with the jury system, with judges, with witnesses, and I've noticed while writing the book, I also realized that I was present some of the pain, huge difficulties that I had in attempting to solve some of these cases. It's a good book. I'm a first-time author. I thought I wrote a lot. Didn't write that much, but there's meat in here. Check me out.
When he talks about the pain that he realized he was going through as he's writing his book, obviously he's a detective, so there's no telling, obviously, unless you read the book, to check out Mr. James Hines after you look him up after you finish watching this. But writing is therapeutic. So you want to become a writer, become an author, think about that. It's literally taking something creative, taking something and making something creative. So you tell your story, you share your pain, you share your journey, all through books and literacy. So that probably helped him not only deal with the pain, but find his way to help himself heal through it.
My cousin. She is that's my first cousin. And she is the smallest and the biggest of us at the same time. You know, Charlene, I'm gonna tell you one story. She always, when she approaches you, it's gonna be with intent. If she's serious, she always had a serious mannerism about herself. And I had an uncle named Uncle Ronnie, and he passed away. Detroit, you know Uncle Ronnie. You know, this is a man's man. Big old hands, big 10-gallon head, you know, and he didn't play around. And Charlene stood up to him in my defense. Now I'm about in 8th grade. And she waving his hand at him, and I remember thinking, cuz, you sure this is a good idea? Because if it jump off, I ain't gonna get much help. You know what I'm saying? But that's my cousin, I love her, and she's always been that glue for me and always had my back. So we're gonna bring Charlene to the stage to tell you how to publish your book.
Okay, I'm telling all your business, but that's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I'm standing in today for Katrina Carmichael with Jacobs Publishing. She couldn't be with us today. And also G Publishing, they're based out of Alabama. So we all here, right? Because we like to read, we want to be authors and things like that. We all got these questions. Everybody got writing in them, some way to write something. We all have something to say at some point in time. Sometimes we just want to put it to pen and paper, right? So the first thing is, what's your ideal? Let's get your ideal down. Let's write it. I don't have my phone. Everybody write. Everybody hold up their phone. Hold up your phone. Hold up your phone. What I want you to start doing is download an app that you can pick up your voice and it will type everything for you. That's the first start to us starting to write this book, right? It don't have to make sense. It just needs to be put down first, right? Let's get your ideal down. Let's write it. I don't have my phone. Everybody write. Everybody hold up their phone. Hold up your phone. Hold up your phone. What I want you to start doing is download an app that you can pick up your voice and it will type everything for you. That's the first start to us starting to write this book, right? It don't have to make sense. It just needs to be put down first, right? Then after we do that, we're gonna find us a good editor. Someone who can read and write and get grammar, and we're gonna have to pay for some of these things.
I just want to address what she said right there. That first, I won't even call it a first draft. It's like a pre-first draft. Brain dump is so relieving. That is something that I do tremendously. That is something that I do a lot for when I'm writing. For when I have my first idea, I just snap it off. I don't really talk into I write it out. And what I've found I like personally is to handwrite it, and then I'll go back and then I'll edit the handwritten version, which is generally very sloppy because I just don't have the best handwriting. But after I handwrite it, then I'll go into a Google Doc or a Word doc, and then I'll polish it up, and then that'll become the first draft. But when that idea is just fresh on your mind, it's hard to sometimes just because you want it to be this great story, right? You want it to be the next big thing. You want it to take off, get a movie adaptation, get a series, and that's great to imagine those things, but nothing will come of it if you don't first write it down. So we have to get out of our heads a lot, and a lot of times the work is not even as big as it seems when we just start. They say that starting is the hardest part, and a lot of times that is true. So yeah, get it out, get that I won't even call it a first draft, get that pre-first draft out of the way. So get your pre-first draft out of the way, because yeah, you're gonna delete a lot, you're gonna edit a lot, and you might say, okay, this isn't a complete idea that I can go forth with right now. But now your mind is working on it. So now it's like it becomes a problem, and you become like an engineer. Okay, now I'm building this world, I'm building this story, and whatever it is, what have you.
And after we do that, we're gonna find us a good editor. Someone who can read and write and get grammar, and we're gonna have to pay for some of these things, but it's okay. Then when you get your book edited, you ready to go, you're gonna call me, because I'm SOS Graphics 313-397-4822. There is no shame in my game in promoting my company, okay? So, you want my number again? 313-397-4822. So, give us a call and we'll help you finish your book. We'll help you with the book cover that you need. Some of us want to be indie. This is Jabril's favorite word. I've heard this word probably 1,000 times this year. Indie authors. That means you want to own all your words, and we can help you do that. We can help you get into the publishing stage. We don't have to publish it for you. We like to use, I'm not going to name drop because there are no sponsors on our thing out there, so I'm not going to say some of the people that you all use to publish your book, but you can publish your book yourself with assist that you can call myself or Jabril, and we can help you publish. So we talked about writing, getting the ideal down, we talked about editing, and we talked about getting our book covered. And then we talked about promoting. The next stage is promoting. That's why we're here today. I want everybody to say promote. 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 How do you make money? You got to do what? Promote. If you're not promoting yourself, who's going to promote you?
She gave herself a selfless plug there, which again we very much love. You gotta be promoting yourself. You gotta be ready to put yourself out there. And Miss Muhammad does a tremendous job of that with SOS and with her business. So can't be ashamed to put yourself out there if you're gonna do this. Again, someone told me one time, writers, and I'll change it a bit. They said authors are extroverts pretending to be introverts. I think that writers are actually introverts. that sometimes have to pretend to be extroverts. But authors know we have to be extroverts. We have to put ourselves out there. We have to, find platforms to speak on, find places to publish our book, be on the phone, make phone calls, get it in the schools, get it in the libraries, get it in front of get it in front of our audiences, go on social media and post and share. Hey, talk about my book. I'm talking about my book. I'm talking about my process. You have to be able to do that. So you have to kind of, be a little shameless in that, and do it when it doesn't look pretty. Do it when you don't feel like it. As Nucky says, just do it.
Promote. Everybody say, I'm leaving myself.
Promote.
How do you make money? You got to do what? Promote.
So,
Okay, I hear you in the back. Say it again. I believe in myself. This is why you believe in yourself. You should believe in yourself. You are the only person that can make it happen. Okay, I hear you in the back. Say it again. I believe in myself. This is why you believe in yourself. You should believe in yourself. Because you are the only person that can make it happen for yourself. You all know these great teams, but you know it's an ME in team, right? But me, because it starts with yourself. And I just want to say into life, the words of words now we all have these two like that, or we can get into one of our let's utilize these two earlier, and let's get into secret forward, and then let's take it together. All I'm saying. But if you want to extend and be free and things like your own word, we can get into one of our privileges, which we get to earlier, or job. My husband, he's always been big, right? So, he's a poet, and I didn't even know it. Okay. So we're gonna bring him back up, because he got something to say about the black man.
Okay, I counted 3. She promoted herself and gave herself a plug. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And that's what it takes. Posting sometimes 2-3 times a day on your platform, sharing 2-3 times a day, calling the same person 2-3-4 times until they say that they give you a yes or a hard no. And it's not about, no, we don't want to annoy people, we don't want to bother people. But again, if you could to spend all this time writing a great script, a great book, and it's done and it's ready, why keep that in a Google Doc? Why keep that just on your computer and not share that with the world? Even if it doesn't insanely get out there and get a million copies sold, you are going to feel so fulfilled when you write your book and you get it published and you start sharing it and family starts reviewing it and your friends start looking at it like, wow, this is what you were working on when you said, hey, you couldn't hang out tonight. This is what you were working on when you said you had a really good idea, and you'll see it one day. And then you stop talking about the idea, because sometimes we do that, but we keep asking about it, because I have friends who do that. It's like, hey, have you finished your book yet? Have you finished that thing, that project you worked on yet? And I've also been that person. Have you finished that project you're working on yet? And they're like, and then you kind of try to dance around it. But no, if you get used to turning on your camera and talking to, literally I'm in a room by myself right now, talking to yourself about your book, about your vision for yourself, and just sharing that when it comes to, okay, this whole manuscript is done now. Now what do I do with it? It's going to be so much easier to get on the phone and make the calls you need, to go on the website, to be used to promoting yourself and talking to yourself and telling people, hey, I wrote this book with either, if it's a biography, so it's something that actually happened or actually happened to you, or maybe it's a fantasy, some literature, fantasy, sci-fi or something. Hey, with these imaginary characters in my head, and I think you really like it. You have to start just by putting it out there, and then you just start sharing it with everyone. Then you're going to slowly start to find your audience and who it's for and everything, but you got to do it in those steps, and those steps take a while. Just going to be totally transparent. Those steps do take a while to learn that. Who is this audience? Who is this for? You don't have to answer those questions in the beginning, though, but you have to write and you have to get it published. And I'm very passionate about that, because I know of quite a few writers that should be authors that have written stuff better than my stuff. I'm like, why isn't this not on bookshelves all in every bookstore? And that's, again, a different process than writing. But why didn't you, at least, as he said, my favorite word, why didn't you indie publish, Go out, put it on the platforms, Go to the accounts. Ingram Spark is one that I've used in the past. I'll give that plug. You can find a smaller publishing company. You don't have to go major. And get your written manuscript out there. Get your book out there. And then, and go from there. You gotta start somewhere though. But yeah, she plugged herself 3 times. SOS graphics and printing.
That's make 2 of us, because I didn't know it neither. It kind of just fell upon me. So I'm rolling with it. So last year, I did a poem celebrating black women. This year, I decided to change it up and go for the fellas. And women, this is a controversial topic. So y'all bear with me. It's all the good energy, good energy, So y'all just.
I just want to disclaim I have no idea what he's about to say. So that's just me. I don't know what he said in his poem. I was, again, moving around a lot, helping with the event. So I don't know. But I heard that it was a very powerful, very wow, like it should kind of grabbed you poem. So let's see.
So y'all just have an open mind about the narrative on some of these parts. And normally, you're supposed to have your poem memorized. I've been priding myself on that, but it was a definite family when I was writing this, and that just took me straight up out of that zone. So, but here we go. This poem is titled "The Black Man, the Spark of Life." The black man is the first explorer, sailor, builder, and author. The black man is the first scientist, mathematician, astrologer, and doctor. Who do you think delivered the first baby? Think about it. He's the spiritual and emotional logic. The black man is the first weapon formed, the first warrior. He's the corrector when things get out of pocket. He's the first savior, the strongest human being in creation, the father of all humanity. His voice is strong and absolute, bringing calm to any chaos or calamity. The black man is energy personified. Life starts with him. For he is the original spark of life. Life was animated first in his scroll, swimming consciously with purpose. Life is his greatest might. The essence of all humanity starts within the black man, whether male or female was determined within his realm. So we all were in our fathers first before he passed us to our mothers. So he is the giver of life as she receives it, as she receives him under the covers. She is impregnated, soaked and saturated with life. The greatest deed he performs, life is his greatest might. But it's a problem in the equation in a world forever changing. A society lost from consciousness, no enlightened exchanges. Hell-bent on distorting maternal roles. The truth is took away and stuffed down dark financial holes. Since life starts with the man, why does he have no say-so in what happens to it? Ladies, bear with me. Since life starts with the man, why does he have no say-so in what happens to it? This society has corrupted us because spiritual awareness is influenced. If she's not ready to be a mother, society says she can abort it. But if he's not ready, fatherhood is forced upon him, followed by child support. How is that morally just? It isn't. It's life and death being filtered through the monetary mammoth of graveyards, prisons, hospitals, and abortion clinics. While the black man is the most feared man on earth, but has the least amount of say-so concerning, so economically has the least amount of worth. But to be superior economically, you have to crush nations under your feet. Our plight has always been a spiritual one. Remember Malcolm, Martin, Pop, and Ali? Black men have always been the strongest and the brightest spiritual compass, the most renowned, who led the fight and died amongst us. With no praise or need of accolades, he keeps pushing forward. First he sparks life, then he fights for life, then he dies for what he believes in, falling on his own sword. The black man, the spark of life.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Yes, these events make me feel so good, warm and fuzzy inside. The thing about being an entrepreneur, being a person, business ideas,
Appreciate it. So one of the things I've done is created a read-along coloring book. It's called Fun for Lunch, and it's part of a series called Queen's Responsibility. This here is also a cartoon on YouTube that we put together, and this here, Fun for Lunch, is a story about a little 10-year-old who starts understanding the ideas of being responsible. As children, as a child, you should understand that life is about choices. Responsibility, concern, and compassion are all words that come to mind when I think about this story. I wrote this story because when I reflect on my upbringing, I remember the people that helped me along the way. Parents, teachers, and staff members all seem to really care about us. And sometimes in life, you don't get to say thank you, but you get to show reverence for the things they're trying to teach you. And so here in this coloring book, it just is, essentially it's a story about a 10-year-old trying to do the best he can to do what he wants to do, but he's not doing the right thing. And the staff members, the teachers, and the parents are all on this case, so he'll do the right thing. And this here is one of many books that we're going to put together for this one here. But this here, I was motivated by the idea that, like I said, sometimes you don't get to run across the people that helped you along the way, but just by putting in a story form, you show reverence, and other 10-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 7-year-olds can start taking heed to an example that's put in front of them. But yeah, essentially that's it. Again, this is Fun for Lunch, part of the Queen's Responsibility series.
Okay, he's not in those spaces. So we're gonna move to Michael Robinson.
Good evening, everyone. I'm grateful and thankful for this opportunity to allow me to be here serving. A shout out to Jabril Mohammed, who put this outstanding event together. Let's give it up for him and his mom. I'm actually the author of 3 books, but I brought 2 books. And this book, My Father's Blood, I'm selling over there to my right, your left. I'm selling over there. And this book is a book that basically explains my life history. I was 16 years old. I had a terrible relationship with my dad. Dad put me out the house, and I had to find my way. So by me finding my way, I went to several drug-infested neighborhoods and found someone that was selling drugs, who asked them, could they allow me to stay in their home? And it wasn't to sell drugs, it was just because I didn't have a place to stay. Throughout the course of life, I learned how to sell drugs. I made a boatload of money in Detroit. I was 20 years old. My older brother was 22. He got shot 7 times in the face and lost his life. 5 years later, I got shot 5 times, once in the head, once in the chest, twice in the arm, once in the foot. My mom was with me, almost lost my life. Next year, I got indicted, went to penitentiary, got 6 different disciplinary transfers because I couldn't get along with the system. Spent over a year in the hole, and got out of penitentiary. I met a cartel connected in Colombia, South America. And when I got out, I was
be what I thought in my mind the biggest kingpin that ever came out of the city of Detroit. But God, He stepped in. Feds raided my mom's house. I almost went back to penitentiary. But I made amends with God, better yet, coming to Jesus moment. Turned my life around. And from there, I began to preach the gospel. Now I've been pastor of the church in Ypsilanti, Michigan for over 20 years now. So I put all that in a book, and thank God I ran into a director named Joe Smith just a couple years ago, and we just turned the book into a movie. You can watch the movie. It's on Amazon Prime. It's on Tubi. It's My Father's Blood. I lost my mother July of 2023, and it was the most painful, stressful, hurtful thing that ever happened in my entire life. I almost lost my mind, because me and my mother, we had this ultimate bond together. Because when my father put me out, me and my mother, we kept this close relationship. She would call and pray for me when I was in the streets. I would call her house. I was in serious trouble by facing serious cases, and some kind of way her prayer get me through. So when she passed away, I was just writing down things, and I was grieving and really going through a lot of mental anguish, mental challenges, mental abuse. So I wrote a book in 18 days. It's entitled Dear Mama. And you can purchase that book over there too. It's a very easy read. If you read it, I promise you, it'll help you create a closer relationship with your mom. So I appreciate you. I thank God for this brother, because we is on opposite sides of the fence. But I appreciate you. I would name a name that you know, but I better not do it. God bless you. Come on, brother Anderson.
That is quite a story. I'm gonna address. He said he wrote a book in 18 days. So yeah, it can be done. I've written books in as little as a week. So you can write, and obviously you see his books aren't like real thin. They have some merit to them, and obviously they have some vibe to them, and they are his biography, his story. So you can write your book. It doesn't. You just don't worry that, oh, maybe I written it too fast. He said he's written multiple books and even has a movie produced out on Tubi. So this is where writing can take you. This is the journey you could be on if you take yourself seriously as a writer, become a published author, and get yourself out there. Yes.
Yeah, talking about having some resolve. That's what it is when you turn struggle into triumph. And we have to deal with our people and raise our children with a spiritual intellect. I've never been with that. That some of the things that's passed down to us, that once you get a certain age, you got to leave the house. I don't know what that's about. If you ain't ready, as long as you're doing something positive, as long as you're doing something to go out there and be ate up by the wolves, and I'm not no disrespect to your father or nothing like that, but we have to have spiritual intellect in the things that we accept into our hearts. Just because it was the norm, don't mean that we got to roll with that. That's not how life. That's not how spiritual awakening happens. Things like that. It has to come from your own soul. Okay, so now we're gonna pull a raffle.
loves keeping us in suspense.
What are we getting?
What are we getting? What are we raffling off today? Okay, so at the Men of Literature, we have 4 prizes. We have, oh wow, interesting. I want to win some of this stuff. Let's take this stuff home. All right, prize 1 is a man's spa kit. So that's self-care. Spa kit, a men's spa kit. Prize 2 for dads and men who are outside and kind of outdoorsy. Grilling accessories. Prize 3, we have a classic men's tie set. And prize 4, we have a mystery prize. Ooh. What do y'all think it is? A gaming console, he says. What y'all think the prize 4 is? Candy. Asia, give me a real answer. Something that's a men football at age. Money. That's a good prize. It is a good prize. It's an excellent prize. I hope it is money. All right. So for prize 1, okay, full card, any card. Totally random. Y'all can't blame me. Blame the children. Y'all lose. Blame the children. Read the number.
649 610.
649-610. Who won? Crickets. Huh? Not here.
Must be present. My ticket say must be present. My ticket say must be present to win.
Okay, Jefferson J won that one. 649-610. All right, take the card. Thank you. Next. Pick a card, any card. Yes, you. Come on up here. Come on up here. Stand back there. Pick a card. Again, blame him for you losing, not me. All right, read the number.
649.
Who's that? Who? Okay, Marquand. One of the grilling accessories.
I got a barbecue coming up.
Oh, nice.
Right on time.
All right.
Everybody invited to the barbecue.
Prize number 3. Go ahead.
Hope I get some money.
Ready to read the number? You got it? Look at it for a second. All right, you ready?
649-709.
649-709.
All right.
Who got it? James Hines.
All right, detective.
All right, got the tie set.
Oh yeah. You gonna hit the title use quick.
Here you go. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. All right.
Put that together.
Oh, yeah, that's your gift right
All right. And for all the marbles, the mystery prize that we don't know what it is, Miss Asia's gonna pull.
Asia,
But
give your
before
brother
we do
ticket.
that, Miss Asia,
Where's
tell
your
us,
brother ticket?
Miss Asia, tell us what you do.
I make jewelry
You make jewelry, and where are you at?
Over there.
right over there.
Okay. All right, it's over in the corner. All right, now for the last mystery prize. Go on.
Pick a card.
You got it? You got it? You ready? Read the number.
649-658.
649-658. Ah, it looked like it was close. It was real close.
What's the name on it? Oh,
649-658.
Ken
Ken Scott. What did he get? You don't know.
He said, it's,
Come here.
bring it up.
All right, what is the mystery gift?
It's a t-shirt. It says, I'm not a hero, but I have superpowers.
All right. Thank you, Miss Asia. Where are you one more time?
Over there in the corner.
And what do you do?
I make jewelry.
Making jewelry for everybody. All right, thank you. Enjoyed the reacting to this and seeing the Men of Literature Author Expos. I think the authors gave some great presentations presenting themselves, telling about why they wrote their works, how they came up with their ideas. And that's what we want to hear from you. So we want to see you up there on that stage next year when we do this event again, the Men of Literature Author Expo. Again, I'm a writer and an author, and sometimes I don't even speak right. So it's okay sometimes to have things that aren't the most polished. It's about putting yourself out there and constantly working to make yourself better. So thank you so much for all those that were able to attend the event, to be a part of the event, the vendors there, the presentations there, the everyone that helped with the design, the decorating, the staging, the recording. I want to thank my team so much for helping put this together and promoting the event and everyone that was in attendance. We appreciate you so much. I'm Jabril. You're watching live on the DTV. I'll see you soon.